Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Tony with PressureWasher.com. Today we are going to be doing a house wash shootout with 30-second outdoor cleaner concentrate and Krud Kutter house and siding. These cleaners have different active ingredients. 30-second outdoor cleaner concentrate basically uses bleach, and then Krud Kutter house and siding is the non-bleach alternative for spraying on the side of your house, rinsing off, and everything should be good. We're gonna see which one actually works and lives up to its name. Now, the very first thing that you're gonna see me do before I get into actually spraying the product onto the siding is that I'm gonna water down all the vegetation around the area that I don't want to get destroyed by any of the chemicals. The non-bleach version is supposed to be safe for plants, but just in case, it's always best to just hose stuff down. I got some pretty hydrangeas that I want to kill, and they're just starting to pop up. So this may be hard to see. Up under this eave, I'm starting to have mildew and dirt and grime building up on this side of the house. My neighbors have pine trees that exude an immense amount of pollen this time of the year. We are in the south. It gets on literally everything. There's spider webs and everything else. You can kind of make out some of the dirt and grime in between these windows here. Let's see if I can get in a little closer. You see all that? So this is what we're going to go after. Now, we're going to run this through the Simpson Clean Machine, 3400 PSI. And the challenge here is that this house is up on stilts. So we need to be able to get way up there, and we need something that's going to clean pretty quickly. All right, so for both of these products, we're going to be using Simpson's soap nozzle to spray them on there. They do not need to be pushed through the pressure nozzles, and the Krud Kutter will not even go through the pressure nozzles. This is just the easy way to apply everything up there. And like I said before, if you've seen our previous videos in the review, make sure that this is firmly connected, because oftentimes with the brass connections on this quick connect, it will feel like it's in there and it won't all be all the way in, and it will shoot out, but this is firmly connected. All right, so in order to run chemicals through the pressure washer, we're going to connect the siphon hose onto the pump. There's a little nozzle right here. You've got a filter end that goes in the bottle of chemicals, and then you've got this end that just pushes right over top of the pump. It is a snug fit. It does take a little bit of work, but it will go. Here, I'm going to open up the cleaner. Lift and pull this tab off. Take this hose in, stick it down in there. As far as this product goes, that is all the application that you need to do. They say that you just spray it on, let it sit for 30 seconds, and do its work. Then you hose it up, and we will see exactly how well that works now. So here's the majority of the dirt hanging out up in there. You can kind of see it falling away, but it's gonna essentially just rinse straight off. You can kind of see it dripping right there. This stuff does work pretty quickly, and we're just gonna hose it off with pure water, but since we have to run water through the hose anyway, we're gonna go grab our jug of water and rinse this chemical out of our pressure washer and pressure wash the side of the house. Ooh. If you see, it's kind of hard to see from here, but the dirt just melts away when I spray it. Now here, where you see that it's kind of bright white now, previously there was a mildew stain there. It was green and it was gross. We may be able to see it in the footage from earlier, but that has essentially at this point just melted away. It's gone. Little to no work. I did the whole side of this. I did half of this house in probably less than 5 minutes. It looks great. It's shining bright. There's still a few things up there, and I did switch to a different pressure nozzle just to be able to make sure I get everything. I reach all of the spots to rinse. So now let's try the Krud Kutter on the last half. With the Krud Kutter house and siding wash, they advise you to rinse the surface first instead of applying dry, like the 30-second house cleaner. So we'll be doing that. When you're spraying this, you also want to start from the bottom down here and work your way up so that you get everything perfectly soaked, and as you move up, it continues to clean the lower layers. Now you can kind of see the dirt dripping down the sides, and we're supposed to leave this on for about 5 minutes and let it sit, and then we're going to come back and use the pressure washer and pressure wash everything off. But you can see up in the eaves, it's still pretty dirty, and it's hard to get up there without a ladder, but everything up there is soaked. This is another zone where when we sprayed it, you can see it all start kind of dripping down. It is still really bright, the sun is right on this, but this was pretty dirty and nasty. This is the first window. The other side, we saw some spider web and stuff on it. That's about where we stopped with the other house wash, so let's see how this does. As always, when using these products, make sure that you have a jug of water that you can stick the siphon hose into. That way you can clean all of the product out of the inside of your pump body or in the hose. You don't want any of that stuff drying inside. It'll just create issues later on. So remember, the main point here was we really need to be able to get up into these eaves. This is the side we did with the 30-second house wash, and you can see there's still some dirt left, but it's pretty clean up there. And this is looking really close at it. We're pretty far away, so just zooming in real close. It's pretty bright. There's a couple little spots of dirt up there, no big deal. Let's go look over at what is left on the Krud Kutter house wash. I don't know how well you guys can see this, and we'll look at this in post, but there's still a large amount of dirt and material still on the siding up in the eaves, or up towards the eaves. I feel like wherever you could actually get good, consistent power out of the pressure washer at the lower elevations or lower heights while working, anywhere you could really like apply that power to the siding, it worked really well. I mean, a lot of stuff came off down low, but it didn't really clean up the tops. The top still has a ton of dirt and grime all over it because it wasn't really blowing anything off of there. The water was just kind of sitting up there. Whereas on the 30-second house wash, it's a measurable difference in how bright it is. Now, that's bleach. It's gonna do work like that, and that's the trade-off that you're gonna have to work with if you want to use the non-bleach options for this job. Overall, I think just because I'd rather not, if I'm working on a house and I don't have to deal with plants and it's just on my deck, then or near, or like broad walls on the side and there's nothing below it, I'll use the 30-second house wash. It's super fast, really quick. You can get the job done pretty quickly, and it's shiny bright, and you don't have to do anything. You can actually just wash it off with a hose, and they have a version that will shoot up to the second floor that you just attach to the end of your hose. The Krud Kutter is great. If I had more landscaping and garden around the outside, I'd probably use the Krud Kutter instead of the bleach-based cleaner more, but you know, I don't have to deal with that right now, and apples to apples, if we're gonna compare these things to see which one actually works better, the 30-second outdoor cleaner absolutely crushes the Krud Kutter for the amount of time and work that's required. So if you only got a short weekend and just a few hours to knock this job out, get the 30-second outdoor cleaner. If you care about your plants and you've got a lot of landscaping you want to take care of, Card cutter is going to be the way to go, but you're going to spend longer on the job.